Viruses are professional gene delivery vehicles. This was said by Dr. Stephen Russell from the Mayo Clinic on cancer research that is occurring. Cancer research is continuing to progress as there are many new studies with deactivated viruses, such as the flu or HIV, that are being used for cancer treatments in many patients. As wanting to be a biochemistry major in college, this interests me because this could be a future career path, and also this could lead to a cure for cancer, which would be great for everybody. The first thing I'm going to talk about is why viruses are being used to treat cancer, and then the trials for using viruses and the results of those trials. Viruses are being used because the viral vectors are succeeding in gene transfer applications. A vector is a DNA molecule used as a vehicle to artificially carry foreign material into another cell where it can be replicated or expressed. Viruses are already genetically programmed to attack host cells and insert their genetic material so that the host cell will reproduce their genetic material. Scientists are removing the genes that cause the disease of viruses and inserting good genes that will go into the new host cells to make the host cell healthy again. The most popular one is adeno-associated viral vectors, also known as AAV. A single-strand DNA with no known symptoms in humans is a trait of the AAV. A serotype of AAV is AAV2, which has an impressive longevity but has low-level transfer gene expression. So, although it may last long, there is not a strong level of transferring of the genes into the host cells. There are also antibodies in human cells that could inhibit the usefulness of this in cancer research. However, there are other serotypes, numbers 1 through 6, that can affect different types of tissues, such as AAV1, which affects the muscle and the heart tissue. Viruses are being used in many different trials. There are 2 trials going on in the Mayo Clinic. However, they are only on phase 2, so there are no published results of this trial because in phase 2 they assess safety, side effects, dosage, and the overall risk and benefits of the trial. The first one that is occurring is for non-small cell lung cancer, which has a vaccine called D-Ribbles. It is an immune response against proteins in the vaccine. So your body creates protein antigens that produce fighting factors for the vaccine and the tumor. There is another trial going on in the Mayo Clinic on EBV lymphoma. This uses specific T cells to target cancer cells. T cells are white blood cells that play a part in cell-mediated immunity, so it gets rid of the toxic cells that could harm your body, like cancer cells. Once again, there are no results for this because it is still in phase 2. Another trial that's going on using reprogrammed HIV is occurring in the University of Pennsylvania. There is a girl named Emma Whitehead with acute lymphoblastic leukemia who is now in remission and can live her life as a normal second grader. Researchers removed T cells and inserted new genes into T cells that would kill the cancer cells. The disabled HIV was used for transmitting genetic material into the T cells because that is what they are already programmed to do. When the new T cells were put back into the human, they attack the B cells, which are responsible for producing antibodies that go dormant in leukemia because the cancer cell turns it off. Out of the dozen participants, 1 out of 12 was too soon to tell when the trial was published, 1 out of 12 relapsed, 2 out of 12 had no progression, 4 out of 12 are now in remission, 4 out of 12 had it removed but were not completely in remission. The doctors are not sure why some of these results occurred, but they are continuing to do research with a $20 million grant from a pharmaceutical company. In conclusion, the changes in cancer treatment and the possibility for a cure will have an impact on many people's lives as research continues. The first point I talked about in my speech are why viruses are being used. And then I talked about the trials that have gone on and the research for each trial and the results. Hopefully, all this research will lead to a cure, and I hope to be a part of it.